history, past and present for you. Meeting friends old and new. Streaming Wednesdays and Saturdays too. With founder members Paul and Sue. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Film clips, photos, memories and friends helps a dreary night go by. Wearing Hinckley's six of the best, stupendous quizzical high. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Let's take you back in time. A community of men. We'll take you for a ride. Henson's Cab will take you there. We're making history. HDPP, chat room applauses. History supporting local causes. HDPP live. Betty is our queen bee. The sweetest honey candy. Dangerous Den here again. HDPP live. Hey, you know it, keep it HDPP.
And here we go again. Oh, hello. Cooey. Good evening. Hello. Welcome along to the programme. Here we are live again from Hinckley. We're live from Hinckley. Almost Christmas as well. Good grief. Just another few days to go. Can you contain your excitement? Have you done your shopping yet? No. Anyway, moving on. Welcome to the programme. All the regular features for a Sunday evening here on HDPP live. We've got six of the best. Yes, I know how much you love your six of the best. Some very easy questions because I'm feeling very sort of generous as we get near to Christmas. So an easy six of the best. I will expecting the best from you tonight. Let's put it that way. And we've got a nosy with our Steve coming up a little bit later on. And we've got part two of Hinckley's Changing Face with Stuart Watson, all coming your way tonight here on Hinckley District Past and Present. Right, okay. First of all, a quick chat about those in chat room. And Annabelle Mann was first in. Annabelle made a super dolly dealer on Wednesday night. More about that in a bit. David Starnborough's here. When the Starnboroughs are here, we know we're all right. Cooey from Russet as well this evening. Jennifer Richardson, wishing everybody a good evening. And thank you, Jennifer, for your donation to the Charlotte Brain Fund this evening. Thank you very much. Anne Hunt's here. Well done, Anne, for joining us from across the other side of tech country. And Mr. Smugly, who graced us with his presence just for a few minutes. Not too much, not too much to get excited about. But he joined us on Wednesday night at the Christmas Bash. Like I say, we'll be talking about that very, very shortly. I've asked him to come and take some photographs for the Good Causes night. he'd prefer to go to his camera club. I mean, I just can't get the members these days. Dave B's here. Hello, Dave. Nice to know you here. I hope you can stay awake. Mrs. Smuggley's here, who had a wonderful time on Wednesday night as well. Queen B's here as well. Hello, Queen Bee. Sorry we've not been up to see you today. It's been one of them days today. Tell me about it. And now then, while we're doing the programme tonight, Annabelle's going to try and do two essays, which I'm sure she'll do, no problem at all. And greetings to Alan Slater in Auckland, in New Zealand, joining us tonight, sending his season's bleatings as well. Steve Gardner, who's down on the farm tonight, ooh ah, and all that. Nice to know that you're with us, Steve. Jeff Wallace, who is currently in Brig, and Anna is in Hinckley. So, split loyalties tonight is over 2 sites tonight. Kevin Beasley's here. Hi, Kevin. Glad you had a good... Kevin Beasley turned up with a nice Christmas jumper the other night, didn't he? Hey, wow. Daniel Coburn here as well. Hi, Daniel. A Christmas cooey from Dangerous Den. And Mrs. Poldark just came in. She did. Nice to know she's there. Anyway, Russet's out enjoying the background, Paul. Yeah, well, it's much better than what's in front of the camera. I'll just go now, shall I? Can't blame you, actually. Can't blame you. And Annabelle said the tarty was very much good fun. It was, when I told you all about the tarty. Anyway, yeah, Wednesday night was great. Absolutely superb. Our thanks to Julie Sings. Julie, who came and sang for us, was just great. Everybody enjoyed the music, all the songs that she chose, Christmas ones as well as standards, of course. And we also played Play Your Cards Right, or high-low. People call it high-low. I still call it Play Your Cards Right. But that was great fun. Like I say, Annabelle made a great dolly dealer, absolutely. And it was fun just getting people up and to win those prizes. And let's face it, it was free to enter. You just came up. You were going to go with a prize if you got your cards played right. Didn't work out for some people, though. And as always, you can never predict how those cards are going to be. So it was a great fun night. And everybody, and for those of you that have contacted me to say how much they enjoyed the night, which is fantastic. It means a lot to us that so we organise these things, so we just hope that they all go well. Excellent as it did. If you didn't get to the party, or let's say you couldn't at the last minute, you missed a good one. You really, really did. Anyway, said all that, I can move on now. Right, okay, let's have 6 of the best, shall we? Now remember, with 6 of the best, all you must remember is not to put your answers in the chat room until the end when we ask you to put them in. Don't do it before, because people will nick your answers, okay? Right, so let's go 6 of the best. We start with question 1. Now, it's going to be very easy tonight. You are going to get... I am expecting high scores. In fact, I'm expecting 2 or 3 people to at least get 6 tonight. So it's easy, okay, because Christmas is coming and all that. Oh, hello, Jane. Jane's just joined us with Tim as well. Nice to meet you found us in time, Jane. You've not missed anything yet. So, question 1. Where was Corkole? Where's your Corkole, Mrs.? In Hinckley. That's question number 1. That's what we're asking tonight, okay, then. Where was Corkole in Hinckley? It's always marked on those maps, so I'm not going to give anything away tonight. Moving on to question number 2. Now then, in the long-running British series Doctor Who, now which actor first took on the role of the Doctor in 2005 after the show's revival? Right, there is the choices. One of them is the correct answer. Yeah, pretty easy. Now, don't worry, we're going to show these on the screen again straight away, so we're going to come back to that. So that's your question 2, in the long-running British series Doctor Who. Which actor first took the role of the Doctor in 2005 after the show's revival? Question number 3, find the words. There you go, a TV series from the 1960s. Once again, you got to fill the letters in, and it'll give you the title of a very well-known TV series. And boy, do I remember this. It all seemed to be on the TV all the time. Now, don't worry, I'm going to show it again in a minute so you can get your dashes in in the right places and stuff. So don't panic, Mr. Mannering, okay? And that's not a clue. Question number 4. Now, this is a good one. Blimey, took at this. I'll leave this up. Now, this child actor went on to become a famous English actor, appearing in many films and TV shows. He's played well-known action detective alongside another famous English actor who in turn went on to play a famous fictional TV detective. Now, our actor also played a chilly investigator and a lovable bodyguard. It's too easy, Gardner. It's far too easy. Have you got what actor we're looking for? Have a little think. We'll come back to that in just a few moments. And when you hear it, you'll go, oh, yes, of course. It's one of those. I promise you, it is one of those. Question number 5, are true or false this evening? The Earth's atmosphere is mostly oxygen. Or is that a load of old baloney? Think about it. Okay, that is your question number 5. And the world-famous anagram tonight, David Blower. Are you listening? I hope you are, and you've not nodded off already. American colour fast widen. American colour fast widen. If you rearrange it, I can hear Mr. Smuggley scribbling this down now. This is a well-known local heritage site, okay? It's not local as immediately outside of Hinckley, but it is in the vicinity, of our area, okay? An American colour fast widen, a well-known local heritage site. That's what we're looking for in that. Okay, it's time to go round them all one more time. So question 1, where was Corkhole in Hinckley, missus? Easy peasy. So that gives everybody a chance to at least get 1 out of 6 tonight. Absolutely. Question 2, in the long-running British series Doctor Who, which actor first took on the role of the Doctor? In 2005, when the show was revived, basically, one of them is the correct answer. But which one is it? If you're a bit of a Whovian, as they call them, because you go in the Whooniverse, you know that straight away. It's far too easy. Okay, question number 3, there you are. Find the right letters, fill it all in. It'll give you the title of a TV series from the 1960s. It was always on. The BBC ran it to death, they did, back in the 60s. Now, I'm not going to say nothing else. I'm not going to say them because it's too easy. It's too easy. Okay? Move it. I'm feeling a smug wave. I'm feeling a smug wave already. Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on now to question number 4. Number 4, this is Guess the Actor, because Mr. Smugly, I don't do actors. This child actor went on to become a famous English actor. Right, he went on to become a famous English actor, appearing in many films and TV shows. He's played a well-known action detective alongside another famous English actor, who in turn went on to play a famous fictional TV detective. And I mean famous, right? Our actor also played a chilly investigator and a lovable bodyguard. It is all too easy tonight. Why do you bother doing 6 of the best, Paul, when you make it so easy? That's a good one though, Paul. I like that one. Question 4 is a good one. And I promise you all, you know this actor. Okay? And I'm not giving any sort of off the cuff remarks. It's not no subtle clues. We'll just move on. True or false, the Earth's atmosphere is mostly oxygen. Breathe it in and go, all the oxy's good today. Is that true or is it false? The Earth's atmosphere is mostly oxygen, true or false? And the anagram. There we go. American colour fast widen, a well-known local heritage site. Now, when I say local, I will tell you as much. I don't mean just on the outskirts of Hinckley, but it's in our area. Okay. Bit north of our area, but it is in our area, and it's been featured many times, either in some of our broadcasts, and indeed it's talked about a lot because it is important. Okay, so there you go. There is your 6 of the best this evening, right? Okay. So we're playing that all the way through the evening. So the good thing is we lay the questions down now. You can play about with it while we play some of our features as well. Now, today, first of all, we've mentioned about the Christmas party, which was great. Like I say, fantastic, great turnout. We'll give you the date. I'll tell you what we'll have to do. We'll have to give you the date for next year's Christmas party, so you can book it in now so you don't miss it. Right? Okay. I will give you the date of next year's Christmas party before the end of this broadcast, because you don't want to miss it. It's great fun, honestly. Once again, and our Charlotte Brame appeal is going along nicely. And I say Jennifer donated literally just before we came on air tonight, so thank you very much for that. Today in Hinckley we had the festive feast. I went twice and I didn't have anything to eat. Long story short, took one of the granddaughters down to have a look round because I needed to go and speak to the lads at FOSS 107. And then a little bit later, my second granddaughter decided she wanted to go after all. So guess who we all not to go around again? Hence, no time left this morning. But it was great. Lots of wonderful aromas wafting around the marketplace in Hinckley today. And well done to the organisers. It was nice. FOSS 107 playing Christmas music and stuff, giving that festive feel. And Richie Phillips was there singing. And all in all, and then there was a big tall Santa on stilts, which my granddaughter found absolutely thrilling. She loved it, and she was waving away at it. It was good fun. So well done to everybody concerned with festive feast. It'll be back next Christmas, of course. So there's something else. But it was really a good day. Nicely, plenty of people around for a Sunday as well. These events, people knock the town, but listen, we have quite a few good events going on throughout the year, and lots of people about. Because I've always thought there's a lot of coffee shops, let alone barbers, and they were all full and busy. Win-win, isn't it, really? So there we go. Okay, then. Mason Moore's here. Hello, Mason. Not heard from you for a while. Hope you're keeping all right. I didn't know. Just not seen you for a long time. So, yeah, and a happy Christmas to you as well. Right, yes, Russet said, please, Paul, wondering about the date for the next Christmas tarty. She missed not coming this year. I promise I will give you the date. I'll look on my calendar in a few minutes' time and give you the date for our Christmas Bash 2025. Okay. Good. I think we're about ready. Now, last week, we were having a feature called Hinckley's Changing Face, right? This one doesn't change much. It just gets a lot older. But with Hinckley's Changing Face, we got halfway through and then we said we'd split it over 2 weeks. So that's what we're going to do. So we pick it up. He's been talking about how the industry shaped the town and stuff and how it's changed and how the factories have all slowly closed over time. And we pick it up just about where we left off this time last week. I've got to do a couple of quick mouse clicks here to get it running correctly for you. So if you're all sitting comfortably, we've got the last 15 minutes of this feature to come. And here we go.
I believe it was from about 1980 onwards when the industry started to go into decline.
When the Italians started to import into this country, which were the first importers, they were looking round for the big wholesalers. So, of course, they plumped for the big wholesalers in London and in Manchester and Leeds. But, of course, we've moved on from there now. A lot of the merchandise is coming from east.
So that the one or two manufacturers of knitting, etc., that are still existing in the town have had to start to look for specialisation.
We do old ladies' stockings in 60 denier and 40 denier. We do dance tights. We do a range of fishnet tights. Anything allied to the knitting industry that we can get hold of, we will do. But you've got to work in the niche market. Mass producers you cannot do now.
When you say the niche market, you mean the big bums and short legs?
Big bums and short legs. That's it exactly. Yes.
Yes.
We make tights up to an 80-inch hip, and that is a big lady. That is a big lady. When the cutter knife comes in, cuts it. We produce a filter fabric. We produce it in nylon. Basically, this is a nylon tube, and we produce it in cotton, which is the petrol filter system. Knitting machines that are being used there are older than I am, but it's a machine that does the job. It's been doing the job for 70 odd years, and it continues to do it. If you buy a pair of Wellingtons, you will find there is a fabric on the inside. This really does two things. It saves the rubber sticking onto the mould when they're made, actually, and of course it supplies us with a job to do.
We're very much involved in some of the famous institutions of the town.
Yes, George Atkins, who I mentioned earlier, who was the younger of the five brothers, died when he was very young,
And as a sort of memorial to him, the other four brothers presented the free library for Hinckley in Station Road. And in addition to that, of course, they also gave considerable amounts to the cottage hospital, and you will find that a number of the wards and amenities down there were in fact provided by them. Shirley Atkins must always be remembered, of course, because a lot of the sport and their activities of the town arose because of what he brought here. He was a great games player. He introduced cricket and golf and, of course, rugby football. And in addition, he was very much involved in the amateur dramatics and the operatic side of things in the town.
Yes.
So you see,
I think that the town of Hinckley has got a lot to thank for Robert deciding to come and settle here in 1722.
well, yes, it'd be nice to think so.
There has always been a strong cultural and leisure connection, and cinemas used to be a feature of the town.
Well, of course, that is something you could not do in this building over 40 years ago, because then it was cinema, the Regent Theatre and Cinema. Today, it is Flutto's Bingo Club. Cinema came to Hinckley in the very early years of the 20th century. Not in a purpose-built building, it was in a place called St George's Hall, not to be confused with St George's Ballroom in the Horse Fair. That wasn't built till 1936. No, St George's Hall was in the marketplace, adjoining the George Hotel. But it wasn't until 1913 that the first purpose-built building was erected in Hinckley, in the borough. It was called the Hinckley Theatre and Cinema, but the locals called it the borough. That about 1919 it was decided we needed another building. So the proprietors of the Hinckley Theatre and Cinema, they looked around the town to see where else films could be shown. And they found the Drill Hall in New Buildings. They took a lease on it, they converted it into a nice cinema, seating, screen, curtains, and it opened up in 1920. And it was found that 2 cinemas were just not enough for all the people that wanted to come. So, 1927, land was bought on the corner of Rugby Road and Lancaster Road. And in 1929, this building opened, the Regent Theatre and Cinema. But in 1934, it was decided they should make a real facelift to the Hinckley Theatre and Cinema in the borough. A brand new building was put on the Trinity Lane side of that cinema. And the original theatre now became the foyer for the new one. The following year, that building was sold to a man by the name of Oscar Deutsch, who was building up a big cinema chain around Great Britain, the Odeon cinema chain. So now Hinckley had its own Odeon. The following year, 1935-36, they were surprised to see a hosiery factory being demolished on the corner of Trinity Lane and the top of Hollycroft. And very soon, a cinema was being erected in its place. And that opened in 1937, the Danilo. So now we had 3 super cinemas in our town. They changed the face of entertainment. They changed quite a lot of the face of our town from the point of view of building.
An important development in Regent Street in the 1950s was the building of the Edwards Centre on the site of a previous garage. Many years before, in the 1830s, Hansom had first had his cab built in a workshop on the same site.
This new Edwards Centre, of course, stimulated the shopping in the thoroughfare, and consequently congestion began to grow with the development of the town.
Now let me tell you of the closing of the cinemas in our town. Audiences began to dwindle for the cinema. And the first of our town cinemas to close was the Odeon in the borough. That closed in 1961. And within a year it had been demolished. And in its place went the building that is there today. It was built for a building society. Eventually it became the building we know today, the Nationwide Building Society. The next cinema to close was 7 years later. This building that I'm standing in today, this closed in 1968, shortly to turn into a bingo hall. And today it is Flutter's Bingo Club. And I take my hat off to the proprietors of Flutters for all the conservation and preservation they've done on this wonderful building. The Danilo Cinema, well, that kept going for quite a number of more years. In fact, they had changed it into a 3-screen cinema, and it closed in May of 1993. That building is still there, thankfully. So let's hope the cinema may once more return to our town and change the face of entertainment. Certainly it has changed much in our town in the way of buildings.
1995 saw the construction and opening of the Northern Perimeter Road, which in itself relieved much of the through traffic from Leicester, Coventry and Nuneaton from having to pass through the town centre, and it also provided openings for development of out-of-town industrial and retail outlets. 2003, and a further extension of semi-pedestrianisation is being installed, the Borough and Regent Street being the area of redevelopment. The short distance from the Union Corner to Mansion Street and Trinity Lane is to carry the flow of traffic wishing to journey through or to the other end of town. The borough from Stockwell Head at the Union Junction along to Regent Street is to be a loop turning and passenger disembarkation stopping place with no parking in this area. Buses and taxis will be taking advantage of an easier flow of traffic, and the shopping public will experience more freedom of safe walking in what promises to be a more open, expansive area. Use of the loop for putting down of passengers will be a gradual learning curve, and drivers will have to relocate themselves and their vehicles to a suitable parking area. The 1920s, with its lesser traffic loads, had its pavings lined with trees, a feature which it is programmed will appear as part of this current redevelopment. The 20th century demise of the town's knitwear and hosiery factories has reduced the number of current manufacturing businesses functioning within the town to only a few, with H.J. Hall Limited Socks being one still flourishing.
We were first established in 1882, and in many times during the war and after the last war we were producing heavy gauge socks, and we noticed a trend towards branded socks immediately after the war, and then introduced the H.J. Hall, the Commando socks, the Indestructible and Countryman socks, and more recently the soft top, no elastic sock. We have been successful, but it's meant a lot of hard work from the family, the managers and all the employees concerned.
I presume that you've had to make some fairly large investments in new machinery.
Yes, we certainly have made large investments in knitting machinery and more recently in packaging machinery that has ensured that we try and keep labour costs under control, but it is difficult.
And the grey socks that you now have down in front of you?
These were the ministry socks that we used to produce immediately after the war. They're particularly a very heavy 80% wool, 20% nylon sock, which has been superseded by the Commando sock that we produce here, that is also produced for the army, and this is more of a stretch sock with a cushioned sole. This particular sock sells very well to the farming community. It's very hard wearing and very comfortable.
Are you heavily involved in any way in export?
Yes, we are involved in export at the present moment. We think that is important aspects of our business for the future, and this is why we are so keen to brand all our products H.J. Hall.
So I see that most of it is done in white. Does that mean that they're dyed afterwards?
Yes, 60% of our production is dyed afterwards now. Where we use pre-dyed colour, it's because of the special patterning effects that we have to put into the sock.
Transco, part of the national gas distribution grid, another remaining business in the town providing employment for approximately 1,200 people. The Cottage Hospital, which was spoken about earlier in the film, has over the years had to embrace the growth of the town's health centre. And now, to relieve the situation, the Sunnyside Hospital on Ashby Road is undergoing an extension to its existing premises and will give to the town an establishment of considerable size with modern, up-to-date accommodation. Among the modern car dealerships, Trinity Motors has expanded its business with motor cars, four-wheel drive vehicles, LDV vans as the predominant part of its business. Servicing of the nationwide AA driving school vehicles is an impressive undertaking at their bodyworks department, and now utilising their resources and adjacent land on its Coventry Road site, they have developed the Wharf for leisure activities, in total providing employment in excess of 250 people. In the latter years of the 20th century, the demise of the hosiery and knitwear has created an available workforce, and so the many industrial estates like Harrowbrook and the Dodderell estates have progressed to vast proportions. A wide variety of commercial enterprises have established themselves here, taking advantage of Hinckley's geographical situation and ease of connection with the country's motorway network, and also the availability of a large workforce. Tesco Distribution Centre employs in the region of 1,100 and has in the region of 2,600 lorries per week from suppliers bringing in their goods, and Tesco themselves have approximately 1,700 trailerised lorry movements per week making their deliveries. Triumph Motorcycles, with its 2 factories, provides regular employment for 650, having taken a large number of ex-knitwear workers and retrained them. This highly successful business enjoys an export of its products in the region of 85%. And now in August 2003, the national unemployment figure runs at 2.6%, but here in Hinckley we figure amongst the lowest in the country, with only 1.6% registering as unemployed. In 1905, the post office took a prominent position on Station Road and the junction with Lancaster Road, and to the rear of this was originally known as Waterloo Square or the Cork Hole in the 1920s. The bus station was created to handle the volume of traffic, bringing visitors in from a wide-ranging district to shop in the prosperity of Hinckley. What does the future hold? What plans are there to change the face? Plans are established to rejuvenate the lower area surrounding the existing bus station. Proposals are afoot to prepare an area with supermarkets, bus station, leisure facilities and the varied selection of retail outlets and car parking facilities, furthering the needs to progress on into the 21st century with its previously established quality, friendly and homely shopping area. The Druid Quarter, mostly contained within Derby Road, Holliers Walk, Mansion Street, Upper and Lower Bond Street and Factory Road, which has been the home for more than 100 years of many of the significant factory establishments, and is now the subject of a master plan of redevelopment. Many such areas in other similar towns throughout the UK have had their old buildings given a facelift for a wide range of facilities, from retail and factory shop outlets to gymnasiums and leisure activities, character snack bars and restaurants, and in many cases much needed living accommodation. Making use of existing built-up area together with already installed main services of course helps to retain our outer zones as a green belt area. No doubt the desperate need for more accessible car parking is on the cards, together with the pleasures of maybe a bowling alley or a cinema. Who knows what the future holds in this still changing face of a Midlands town.
Well, isn't it interesting? It's interesting when you see all those places that featured in there that have gone now. And very much recently, I was just looking at, obviously, a lot of the factories, including Jennings, of course, has gone. Hall & Son have gone. Transco's gone. Hinckley Hospital is sort of, well, it's transforming, not necessarily gone, but gone. The post office is even up for sale. But in the light of that, other good things are happening in the town as well, like I mentioned earlier on about the different events we have in and stuff, you know. So it's not all doom and gloom, but it just goes to show you, you look at, you think, well, blimey, there's Hall and Sons on Coventry Road. That's been gone ages now. And of course, we've got the Lidl store there now. So, and yet when that was made, as you can see, the plans were then made for what we now know as the Crescent. But some of you may also know that, of course, originally it was going to be Morrison's, and that we've seen the plans in there for Morrison's that were going to have all that, but it never happened. See, sometimes, yeah, just so it's nice to see some of the things. This is come and look and see what you could have won, you know, that sort of thing. Great fun, and thanks as always to the late Stuart Watson for allowing us to keep showing a lot of his films, which, to be fair, was produced in the days of analog, and I have to say this because, as you can, the sound goes up and down. I have to sit here monitoring the sound with them. So the sound goes up and down. He hasn't got digital equipment like we've all got today, because all his films were made way back in the 1990s. But anyway, there you go. But it is amazing how much it's changed. Yeah, John Denny said, like seeing the marina when it was new. That's true. Yes, it did. It all looked very smart and neat and stuff. And Daniel Coburn said, it's a brilliant film. Amazing how things have changed. Absolutely it is. So there we go. So how are you doing with 6 of the best? Hey, how are you doing? We're going to go through the questions one more time. Then we're going to go for a nosy. Yeah, another good nosy tonight. You're going to like it. Not a lot, but you're going to like it. So first, let's get over to 6 of the best. See how you're doing. Question number 1. And if you was listening to that film, you already got the answer to this. If you didn't know it, you should know it now. Where was Corkhole in Hinckley, Mrs.? That's question 1. Question number 2. The long-running British series Doctor Who, which actor first took the role of the Doctor in 2005 after the show's revival? One of them is, of course, the correct answer. I think that's pretty easy one, that one. Question number 3, now find the word. How are you doing with find the words, yeah? Question 3, it's a TV series from the 1960s. If you fill in those gaps, you will know this. You will know it. I guarantee it. If you're of a certain of age, that is, you'll remember this, and you can hear the music now. But I'm saying no more. Not going to give anything away. Right. Okay. Because I think Mr. Smugly had a go at that. I think pretty well. Anyway, moving on now. How are you doing with this one? Because I thought I'd do this on a series of clues. This child actor went on to become a famous English actor, appearing in many films and TV shows. He's played a well-known action detective alongside another famous English actor, who in turn went on to play a famous fictional TV detective. This is so easy. Our actor also played a chilly investigator and also a lovable bodyguard. I've gave you more clues there than you can shake a stick at. If you can't get that, then I despair. Because it's too easy, man. Too easy. There's all those clues. Put them together. They join together. Like if you join the dots, Mrs. G is just, she got a flashboard and she holds it up, because she won't speak because we can't afford the copyright and the royalties on it. But she's just flashed up the correct answer to guess the actor. And if Mrs. G's got it, come on, you'll get it, I'm sure. On to question number 5. True or false? The Earth's atmosphere is mostly oxygen. Smells like it to me. Is that true or is it false? And the anagram question. Now then, American colour fast widen. If you rearrange that, it'll give you a well-known local heritage site. Now, I will go as far to say it's not in Hinckley, but it's in the Hinckley area, but not the very close immediate area to Hinckley, but it's still in our area. It's probably about about a 20-25 minute ride, but it's still in our local area. A well-known heritage site which has been featured many, many times. So there is your 6 of the best this evening. My word. Now then, we, as you can see here, there. Nominate your good cause. The nominations close Christmas Eve. But you can only nominate by email, please. If you've got a good cause you'd like us to consider for a donation from our good causes, then please email us and we will do. We need the contact details, like, person who we have to talk to. Don't just give me the name of the cause. I need the details so I can contact them. And only email only, please. And this exhibition you can see on the screen at the minute, we went there on Thursday night. We took Queen Bee along, and we had a good nosy, we had a good walk round, nice to see all the pictures and stuff. Sat and had a cup of tea, met the mayor, and it was a good little night actually, just for an hour. And Thursday night was a real fine rain stuff, awful. But anyway, but it was a good little night, and that exhibition is on until early January. It's really good. It's sort of showing, celebrating 50 years of Hinckley and Bosworth Borough Council. We're doing the past times in that particular thing. Okay, right, good. Time to move on for our nosy tonight. Now, Mr. Picker has been busy. As you know, we've got a great backlog of videos to screen of Steve, so that's good. When we was in our summer recess, yeah. Remember summer? Yeah. And I said, it won't be long before it's Christmas. Well, Steve has been going out and about on a weekly basis, and we've got a lot of catching up to do. So, for anybody new watching tonight, Steve Picker, he lives up near Colville, that way, and he goes and visits various old industrial sites and looks out for things in the undergrowth, and it's amazing what he literally digs up and talks about, and this one is no exception. So with no further ado, settle back, let's have a nosy.
The humble pickaxe, a tool that reshapes not only Britain but the world, a world beneath your feet, out of sight and out of mind, a tool wielded by men that would work in the deep dark depths of the earth only by candlelight, when men were men. When I was a little lad, you know, my granddad Stuart had been a miner at a couple of collieries in northwest Leicestershire, and I was fascinated by the things he used to tell me about it. Sometimes I think he used to get fed up of telling me because I'd ask him the same things over and over again. You know what you're like when you're a little kid. But he used to tell me about it anyway. But I was fascinated, you know, because when he retired in the 1980s, he brought a couple of keepsakes home with him. And one of those keepsakes was his hard hat. And I was fascinated by it, and I used to put it on my head, and I used to march around the house with his walking stick, pretending to be him, to be honest with you. And the stories he used to tell you about how dusty and black it was down there, because he were a coal miner, you see. And I used to be fascinated by it. But even as I got older, you never really understand fully what a miner's day really was like, down in the deep dark depths and the bowels of the earth, you know. It must have been terrible. And bearing in mind my granddad Stuart had been mining, you know, in the mid-20th century until he retired. So there were better conditions, you know, from that period. But the mine that we're looking at today is a hell of a lot different than that. Because we're looking at a mine today that started life in around about 1629, when they started mining lead there. And then in the early 20th century, up to the mid-20th century, they started mining again for a byproduct of lead known as fluorspar. And you only really get a proper sense of what these places were like when you can actually get access to them and go inside them. Anyway, without any further ado, let's quit the waffle and go for a nosy. Hello, hey up and hey diddly, my name is Steve, and once again it's a great big warm welcome from myself to Let's Explore. I hope you are incredibly well wherever it is you reside on this rock we call home, the earth. Right then, as you can see, well, lack of seeing because it's bloody misty everywhere, isn't it? We're high up in the peaks once more on Derbyshire's eastern side, just on the outskirts of the town of Matlock, which was very quiet this morning when we drove through it. But we've brought you to look at a mine known as Jugholes Mine, and I am joined by the one and only Mr. Steve Follows. Mr. Robert Palmer is going to have to face it, he's addicted to exploring. Not that Robert Palmer, of course, and everybody's favourite, Dolph Lundgren, because yes, we are back out with the Dolph Lundgren of Derbyshire, the Dolph of Derbyshire, who is our guide again today. Yeah. Hello, Phil.
Hello, that's brilliant accolade. I was giving me more airtime than these bits. Not very fair.
Because you're costing me a bloody fortune, that's why, in all these bloody guided tours. Anyway, now then. There are gubbins in this mine left over. We've got old railway down tracks, and we've got tubs as well, which is always a bit exciting. But we will make us way down here. Oh, it's a public footpath as well, so we're not being too naughty then.
Quid's in today, mate.
Quid's in today. Don't feel right, does it, Rob, being sensible?
Not today.
No, it don't. Nice to have you back out, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's do it.
Yeah, thank you. I am being genuine, Rob.
Yeah. Well, you never can tell sometimes.
What do you mean? I always like having you along.
Yeah, I know.
When you're not here.
You're such a witty bugger, that's the thing.
You mean I'm such a witty... I'm not a witty bugger at all. I'm always saying to Steve and Dave... Dave's not here, by the way, today. He's in his caravan somewhere. I always say to Steve, it's always nice when Rob's with us.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not so shocked. I mean, I do genuinely like you. I mean... Right, so emerging from the mist, we have these trees. Now, our mine entrance is in here, according to our Phil. And this is actually known as Jugholes Wood, as you can see on the old map right now. Ain't it murky? It weren't like this down the valley, were it, mind you? I love it though, I do. We had so much rain yesterday, I got caught out in it. Anyway, gap in the edge, that's where we're going. So in here somewhere, we're going to find as mining entrance. This is a public footpath we're on at this point, you know. It's an incredible scene with a mist, isn't it? Here we go anyway, so beautiful scene, isn't it? Very mystical this morning. Just how I like it. Right, so as mentioned, mine workings began down here apparently in around about 1629, an incredibly long time ago. And once again, straight the way, I mean, we're not even there yet, but I'm thinking, you know, the logistics, getting all the materials out, you know, it's one thing, you've got to get it up to the surface, and then you've got to get it all to where it needs to go, all that lead. You know, it must have been a terrible life being an horse back then. Right then, so is this it?
Well, this is top workings. Yeah.
This is the top workings, is it? So these are the top workings. We've got to go down further. But this is, I mean, look at it. It's like, it really is like a scene from Lord of the Rings, this is. Like when they're going to the mines of Moira. Is it Moira? That's near Ashby de la Zouch, isn't it, Moira? Or is it Moira? I don't bloody know what. This is what I really wanted to see today, this mine, mate. Wow, Jesus Christ, look at that. This is, look at it. I mean, it's so atmospheric with the mist as well. That is absolutely extraordinary. So basically, Phil, what we've got here then, we're saying, this is a natural cavern,
Yeah, this is
but
natural,
they've mined within it.
There's pockets here and there, you can see one where they've had a look down. When you get further down, there's one or two little offshoots, and further down, you can see some bits that they've done.
Yeah.
We're not right there, which we'll both show you in a minute. That's the way down to low levels, but it's a bit specialist, mate. We can't
Oh,
be
is it?
charging down there.
Yeah, no, we'll be sensible, mate.
Down to the left was dry last week, weren't it? But it might be flooded now.
So you get a lot of people in here caving, etc. And so there's a place where you've attached your rope there, as Phil's just pointed out. Yeah, and you'd go down there. We're obviously not going down there. But a lot of people would, you know, a lot of people have got no problem with it, have they, Phil? You know, these cavers and potholers.
No, they'll do it without thinking. I think if I had to, I'd probably come upwards without a rope.
Yeah,
I ain't going down there.
I'd be struggling. I'd be struggling mentally, to be honest, going down there. Coming up, yeah.
Slippy and what have you.
Yeah, coming up, I'd have a go. Is there? Oh, wow. So we've got stuff. That looks like an old railway sleeper there, probably used to prop the side of one of these adits, I'd imagine, somewhere to stop it falling in. This is unbelievable, this place. Look at that. There's old narrow gauge. Ain't that beautiful, eh?
Why is it up here though?
Probably just been dragged up here, mate, randomly. Or someone thought, oh, I'll weigh that in. And then they thought, I ain't dragging that bugger back to the car. Look at that. I tell you what, the reviews, steady now, the reviews, Phil, on a nosy, and the reviews. Look at that. I like it. Yeah, but I'm loving it, though. I'm loving the murkiness. It's amazing. Bit of narrow gauge sticking up there and all.
Prop here, mine's just put in.
Right, okay. What, singing prop?
Spiders,
wow, look at that.
That's
Yeah, you see how corroded it is as well, Phil?
It's even got holes in it.
Yeah, it does, ain't it?
Maybe that's where all these flies are living.
Maybe, mate. Extraordinary, isn't it? The lengths that people have gone to mine.
Some of these aren't necessarily to keep the rock up, which you think they actually indicate to see if there's been any movement, you know. They put them there, and if it's fell a bit, you know that there's been some kind of shift, so they obviously need to come and check it out.
And you'd expect that to be a common occurrence with the earth, you know. You imagine so. We are on his way back out up here. This was the sideshow, as he said, and now we're going to go and look at the main event, which is further downhill, isn't it, Phil? Yeah. But absolutely extraordinary this place is. Natural cavern. It's raining now, but it's not too bad. But we'll make his way downhill because we've got a very small pipe to crawl through apparently. Oh, what's that? Right, so what we've got here, we're not certain, we're not too far from the entrance of the cavern where we've just been, but could be an old shaft here. I mean, like the lads have just said, that looks like it's purposely been put there. For a minute I thought it was a campfire, but it's a bit, you wouldn't go to that extreme surely to make a campfire. I mean, you might do.
Yeah, but if you think about where this is positioned, I reckon that the way down that we pointed out earlier, I think it runs along here, so I think it would have been some shaft.
Yeah, you might be right actually. Maybe they'll bring in all this waste out at that point, but then again, you've got to get it up there, look.
It's a good shout, that, actually.
But it's up there though, Phil, isn't it? That's the only problem.
Just lug it up, wouldn't they? No messing around them days, were
they? Yeah, maybe so, mate, maybe so. But this place is very difficult terrain. It's all right for us to walk about on, but, you know, we haven't got to get loads of ore out, have we? And it's... Just said to Phil, is there any old trackways or anything here? There must be further down. I mean, you're not taking ore up there, surely. You're bringing it down here, aren't you?
Old building here.
We've got an old building, mate. Oh, lovely. I'll tell you what, it's turned out to be a good one, this is. I'm enjoying this. Ah. So Steve just said there's an old building here, but it turns out it's an old shaft. You watch it, Phil.
Shafts all over the place.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Well, you can see if you go a bit further in, but yeah.
Yeah, old shaft, you know. So we'll have to watch his foot in. Bloody Nora, yeah.
We're in a building around
wow.
here as well.
Well, this for me is your lifting point.
Right,
so the building surrounding it, there's some sort of winching gear here, some sort of engine.
You're right, yeah.
I'd say so. Maybe a steam engine at some point. I mean, not in 1629. There wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have thought. But obviously they were working this area for a long time, weren't they?
Yeah.
First with the lead, and then secondly with the fluorospar, which, as we said earlier, is a byproduct of the lead, isn't it?
Sure, yeah.
You got another shaft, mate?
Yeah, you listen to this.
That's even deeper than where this adit is. We're going in. This is a much lower working.
6 seconds before it hits the water.
6 seconds before it hit the water. Bloody hell. That's deep then. Very deep. Right, so we've got this old shaft here that Steve's just dropped a stone down, and it took 6 seconds for it to reach the bottom. And our entrance is in this undergrowth somewhere. Precarious footing, as per usual. Very well walked though. And there it is. That little pipe there. Phil, do the honours, get the gate up and me old lad so we can go on air nosy. It is quite narrow, isn't it, actually? Looks good, looks good. Oh, dear. Oh, things you bloody do. Oh. I hope this is the tightest bloody squeeze in here. Oh. Right.
I've done it regular for the day. When Steve's been up there, I've been up and met him up there.
You alright, Rob?
Yeah, I'm just standing a watt free.
Alright, okay, mate. Yeah, good idea.
Hey, look here.
Hey?
Look what?
What you got, mate?
Tramway line.
Oh, a little toad. Oh, bless it.
No way, is it alive?
Yeah.
What should we call it?
Terry.
No, this is juggle, so call it toadhole.
Here, look. Yeah, toad hole. Here, we've got the tramway here, look.
Maybe
wow, straight the way. Straight the way, we're on it. We're on it. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, Rob's just doing the what 3 words, so just in case it happens. Yeah, we're just waiting for Giraffe Adams to... That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. I tell you what, you did a better job than I did, mate. Excellent stuff. We've got tramway down here, Rob.
Oh, you just
over it like, but
you just dragged yourself along.
yeah.
Look at that.
Kneecaps thrash you, by the way.
The tramway down
Mine
there. So, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about all the excitement there. We do have narrow gauge down in here, so, but as I mentioned earlier, there was a former entrance there that collapsed, so that's why they put that there. Yeah, go on then. Go on then. Ow! Jesus Christ, good job I've got my hat on, innit? Yeah, right. Oh, bloody hell. I'll tell you what, that was quicker than I thought. I weren't expecting that there. I know it was in here, but wow. Unbelievable. The old sleeper. Never mind the sleeper. Get on with that. Look at that. Oh, God, only if they could talk, eh? That is incredible. That's what we've come to see. Look at that. Wowzers. So you imagine then, Phil, I mean, it's too... They might have had horses in here, but it's a bit small, isn't it, for them, you know? So they were pushing these about beyond, weren't they?
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, they've got to have been.
When the young boys worked in mines, a lot of them with the fathers, they would get their sons to do this job because it weren't as difficult and dangerous as what some other jobs they'd have been doing.
Yeah.
So the young lads quite often would have been umping all these down to end and back. I mean, that's a bad job in itself. Never mind the rest of it.
Unbelievable. It would have been heavy, you know. And the thing of it is, you know, I mean, these are from the early 1900s to the mid 20th century. So one of the later work mines that we've been in. So I mean, this tub maybe it's not as old as you think. It's probably not 19th century. It could be.
It could be borderline.
Yeah, it could be borderline, mate. But absolutely extraordinary. Oh wow, yeah, amazing stuff. And as you'll see in this video, you will see a number of photos that Dave took last week because the lads did come here last week and have a look. I was doing other things, looking at mills further north. But this is, wow, look at this tramway. I love the height of it. You're off the ground. It's very, very photogenic. I mean, Dave would have had a field day in here. Wow, look at that. But not much room in here. Like you say, young lads would have been carting these about, pushing them, pulling them about, you know. Amazing, really, isn't it?
This terrain's too difficult for a horse, to be honest. So
Pit mark there.
Pushed out, wouldn't it? Look, you can't have
Pit
a
mark.
horse.
So as I mentioned earlier, they started mining here in around about 1629, they think. It was a lead mine, and then it became later on. So when it finished its operations, maybe in the mid 20th century, you know, all this gubbins that you're looking at is from that period. And these carts, there's one up here as well. And they were mining for fluorspar, which is, as I think I mentioned earlier, a byproduct of lead mining. And fluorspar actually used in the making of aluminium, iron and steel and what have you. I've got a 1901 Tango apple flavour can here, sugar-free, so they were conscious back then as well. In fact, they were, because they weren't eating as much shit as we do this day and age, processed food like we do now. Anyway, one for another video, that. But wow, look at this. Oh, it's opening up a bit now. I might be able to stretch my legs a bit. Look at this here. Amazing. Oh, bits of, bloody hell, there's one down there and all.
Rail cart though, look at the wheels.
No, it ain't, is it? Wow, bloody hell, is that some sort of machinery then, Steve?
Don't know. Wheeled cart of some description.
It is, and like you say, it's not got flanges on it, has it?
No.
To hold it onto a track. So what is that for then? Bizarre. Fantastic, all the same. I mean, it's...
I don't think you could pull any trolley if it's not on a tramway in this terrain.
No, that's not been on... It's too wide for it to go on a track as well.
It won't even fit through it.
No, it won't fit through there. So that was used predominantly in here. You up, mate?
That's been put together down here then.
Yeah, you'd have thought so, wouldn't you? As per usual, I am blown away. So Steve's just said there's a shaft that goes straight down just over here. So we'll have a little look over the edge. So you've got this massive RSJ here, look, that's rotting away. Now, quite clearly, they've been winching stuff up here at this point. All right, I'll watch where we're standing, because, yeah, look at that.
So if you go down there, you can actually, I think they must be heading that way.
Well, I'm on the lookout for them clips that the cavers put in. I mean, surely they're not, if people are going down there, they're not clipping to this thing, surely.
It could be, yeah.
In fact, that's narrow gauge. That's narrow gauge, that is. That top one is, anyway.
I think they did. But I won't risk it.
No, I wouldn't risk it. Yeah.
Stone and that.
Unbelievable. And that would have been chipped away by pickaxes. It's just what people put themselves through to eat and live. I mean, look at that view over there. Still on the track in situ. The day it were left as well. Amazing stuff. Can't quite get over this place, to be honest. Well worth the trip up here this morning. Well, I think you're probably right, mate. I mean, this is... Yeah, I mean, well, you're right, Steve, I think, because you've got narrow gauge line here, so it's all fallen away, and maybe they removed some of the little embankment here for whatever reason. Just through there, looks like the floor actually falls away there. I'm just there. Oh, can you? Ah, right, okay. Plenty of people come in here, mate, because there's footprints everywhere. Wow. I think that's what we call a singing beam. So when that starts creaking, you know it's time to leave. So we're on the hunt for a date of 1935, which isn't the oldest date in the world. Of course, you know, it's 4 years before the start of World War II. But, you know, they were working in here up to the mid, 20th century, as I mentioned earlier. So we're probably going to have to carry on up here then, Phil.
Yeah, because
up there, mate.
Difficult to find as well. Because,
well, it were written on the wall with candle smoke, weren't it?
Yeah.
I was actually reading about it, my son, yesterday. Hey?
He's found it.
Oh, bloody hell, he's found it. Yes, there. Well done, Steve. Wow, there it is.
What's the story there?
1935. So that was burnt into the rock here with candle smoke, apparently. Now, I tell you what, Phil, I tell you what I ain't noticed. Is there any actual candle holding bits in the rock?
Very rare you see them.
Right, okay.
And you blink and you miss them.
That's amazing, though. Some bloke put that there in 1935. In fact, there's some graffiti in the wall there where you are, Steve.
Yeah. Smoke.
Yeah.
Can't quite read what it says. Initials.
Hey, it's like they've been counting the days down here as well, look. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I mean, I wonder what story that tells you. Now, whether that was from back in the day or modern day, someone messing about with a nail or something, I don't know. But yeah, there's clearly some smoke burning gone off there as well. But it's worn out, and what a shame that is. But it's just above here, look. Got more wood down there that's fell in.
Down them rocks and
in fact, yeah.
Through them deads and then underneath.
Yeah, so you've got what we call deads there being held up by an RSJ down the bottom, look. So that is a working down there, which obviously, we're not going down there. But, that's very intriguing, that is, Rob. Them scratches in the wall.
Might have been that toe.
But we're going a bit low again, Phil. I mean, all of us are over 6 foot, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
I'm not sure where...
What's it?
I don't think you can do this one.
Well, so surely they weren't mining in this bit here. You couldn't swing a flipping... an hamster in here, let alone a cat. So how are you going to swing a pickaxe?
The way up must be that one on the left that you have to crawl through.
Right.
It must be that one, which in itself is not the most pleasant.
Okie dokie.
Now I'm on the way down somehow.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to stop filming your arse, Phil.
I can't see how it started.
You know when you have a bad day at work and I'm sick of it, I'm sick of this, sick of coming here and all that. And then you come to a place like this. Now, we do this for fun and for a laugh and to document it, don't we? We're not extreme cavers or potholers. We'll just go where we're happy to go. And then, you're looking at spaces like this, man. I mean, I'm like on my knees pretty much, crouched right down here. And people were working down here. I mean... it is, and it really puts things into perspective. What people used to go through, again, I'll say it again, to put bread on the table and to look after themselves and the family. And like Phil said, in fact, we've got dynamite plug holes there. Can you see them? Where is it? We can't, just there, look. Just about see the side of them in the rock. Lads, dads were bringing the lads down here, pushing carts about, and frightening what people used to do. Did we just come in that way?
No, behind you.
Oh, behind me. Oh, thank God for that. I just thought to myself, how did I get through there? Without going into a cold sweat. Mental, absolutely mental. In fact, I'll put this into perspective just here because Phil wants to have a closer look.
Oh yeah, this is...
Yeah, the drill holes for dynamite, aren't they? Or is it just for drilling to make it easier to actually break it all away? You're not getting down there with a pickaxe, are you? Surely not. How the hell would you do it? You wouldn't do it.
So, to continue on this, you've got to crawl for about 10 foot and then it just starts to climb and opens out a bit.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it's just a bit bad here and there's a lot of water.
There's a lot of... No, I ain't got no overalls on anyway, mate. Yeah. Yeah, see what the crack was? Well, we've seen enough of that in the last couple of shots, mate. Hey? Unbelievable, mate, what people used to put themselves through. Honestly, I don't know how they did it. I don't know how... Well, they didn't have a choice, did they? They didn't have a choice whether to do it or not. They had to do it. Probably paid decent. Well, probably didn't have to. Probably shit rates of pay over it.
Well, they made what they dug out and they weighed in themselves. They weren't being reported and given to the company, was it?
No.
They were enterprise.
Absolutely mind-boggling, mate, to be honest with you. Just what went off down here. We come down here gallivanting now and having a laugh, and you can't... Very hard to fathom. Very thought-provoking, aren't they? I mean, look at that. Bless it, eh? I mean, look at these rails here, these old narrow gauges. All had to be brought up here, this material, you know. Oh, amazing stuff. Pick marks in the side of the walls. Incredible. Look at the old rivets in it, look. They're coming loose. Look at that. Who cast that rivet? Do you know, it might have been cast in Sheffield or something, you know. The Steel City, as it went on. Amazing. The whole thing may have been made in Sheffield. I mean, look at that D-link, look. Beautiful. Right. Got to get out of here now. Oh. Come to all the great places, don't we? Oh. Whew. Oh, it ain't bloody raining, is it?
Well, we're going back in. Get out the rain.
I reckon so, mate. Oh dear. Good that way, wasn't it?
Yeah, brilliant.
I really enjoyed that. Them mining tubs, mate, and the actual rails themselves, fantastic. But just to think, people used to go to work down there. I know they didn't enter via that. There'd have been a good size, decent size addict once before, but I mean, look at the train where we are. Absolutely ridiculous. Mind-boggling that people used to come and work here. I mean, you can't get your head round it, can you? You can't get your Swede round it. You know, young lads with the dads in there. Absolutely mind-boggles, mate. Makes you appreciate your life, doesn't it? You know, unbelievable. Like when you were just on about the shunting business at work, when we were coming up here, then you come down here and you see them drill holes where you went crawling. You know, immense. Right, well, I really hope you enjoyed this video at Jug Holes Mine. Fantastic, and it really does put things into perspective. You know, when you moan about your own job and stuff like that, and then you go crawling, you know, in a place like that, Phil.
Yeah, you said it, mate.
Unbelievable stuff.
Never mind looking at it on internet, you've got to get in there yourself, and then you'll
yeah.
see more at first hand, because it's different crack when you see it on YouTube, all these videos. You come in there, they're totally different ball game.
Oh yeah, it is, yeah. I mean, where you were crawling through that tight space where them drill holes were, just frightening to think that, you know, people were down here, just make ends meet. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, thanks a lot for that, Phil.
No worries, mate.
For your expertise as per usual. Thank you, Robert.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, thank you, he says. Stephen, thank you very much.
No worries.
As per, I tell you, I'm starving now.
Yeah, how about some dinner?
Absolutely starving. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to get out of the rain because it started peeing it down now. And if it's anything like it were yesterday, in the next hour or so, we definitely need to get to the car ASAP, which is only a 10-minute walk away. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel because there'll be loads more of these shenanigans in the near future. And I'll be seeing you very soon at the next video. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Bye.
And there he was, gone, our Steve there on a noser. Blimey. Ooh, sorry, you're getting some of those little tight places. I share a lot of the viewers' feelings tonight, and you'd never get me down there," said Mr. Noser. Sorry, Mr. Smuggley, rather. Getting all the Misters. Yeah, Mr. Smuggley wouldn't go down. Jennifer wouldn't go down. I wouldn't go down. No. When I see these when you see these potholers doing that, and they're crawling, and they're ooh, no. Not for me. But Steve, thank you for doing that. Great nosy. People are leaving lovely comments in the chat room there for you. And wow, we're really good. Steve never lets us down. He always delivers. If you want to meet Steve, as usual, I'm sure he won't mind me saying I'm being a bit presumptuous, but we'll get him to come and see us in September as usual. At one of our social nights, so usually the September social night, so September 2025. I'm having to tell you lot these dates well in advance. Okay, so the September nosy, I'll double check with Steve that he's okay for that night, but I'm sure he will be when we'll have Mr. Nosy again. Talking of dates, by the way, let's see, we are scanning next Saturday in St Mary's Church. That will be our last scanning session of 2024, and then in the new year, our first meeting of the new year is on the 22nd of January, and we'll be doing a feature about Hinckley, and how, what was happening in Hinckley during the times of national stories. So, you'll probably have you'll have a national headline, and then you'll see what Hinckley we're doing at the same time. It's a film which I've had a little while now, and I thought, I'll use that for a social night. And so I'm going to screen that at our next social night. I'm going to show it next year. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to do that. Okay, and of course, everyone's welcome to the social nights. We'd like more people to come along, please. Always welcome, and we have a lot of good fun as well. It's great fun, and as you know, we always have a little raffle. All the proceeds go to our local good causes, which this year, next year, I have to say, we'll dish out on our 10th anniversary. Yeah, we will be 10 years old in February 2025. We'll be able to give you a good rolling total. I mean, this was the latest rolling total. We'll be surpassing that. That'll be growing ever more in the new year. Okay, right, time for 6 of the best. Now, before we even go there, I have noticed that the crops and the Kirby's aren't here. They must be at a better offer. Now, don't put the answer to question 4 when I'm only on question 1, because it mixes up the chat room. And I know some of you do it deliberately. Yes. So, as I get to each question, I'll ask you to put the answers in the chat room. Simple as that. Anybody doing it beforehand is disqualified, and you'll lose a point if you even... Yeah, that's a good idea. You lose a point if you put your answer in before I've asked you to put your answer in, and if you get it right, if you've got it right, you lose a point. I like that idea. My director just in my ear whispered that, so that's what you want to do. Yeah. Jennifer Richards said, "Oh my word, 10 years, didn't know you've been doing it that long." Yes. If you look at some of our... we started doing live streams. We started doing the live streams, obviously during COVID to keep everything going. But yes, HDPP started in 2015, February 2015, and just gone from strength to strength. So yeah, we've been here a long time. Right, 6 of the best. Let's get to the answers. Here we go, and we will start at question number 1, please. So easy, and I'm going to be very flexible on this. So, where was Corkhole in Hinckley? Yeah, in come the answers straight away. Yes, Dennis Perkins, I will accept on the Sainsbury's site. Waterloo Square near Sainsbury's, I will accept that. I like Waterloo bus station. That sounds very posh, John. But yes, you get that right. Annabelle, of course, is still down at Asda, poor girl. Waterloo Square or Waterloo Road, I will accept that, Russet, as I will do Jennifer for bus station. And Kevin Beasley put Lancaster Road, which, yeah, go on, because I'm generous. I'll give you Lancaster Road, because technically, yeah, we'll give you that. Jeff Wallace, Greg says to the rear of the post office. Now, that's over the road now. Now you're going cold, Jeff. But lately it's nearly Christmas, so I suppose we could almost... But it sort of was at the back of the post office, but over the road in a little bit. But go on, you can have that. There, right. correct answers all round. Well done. Let's move on to question number 2. And the long-running British series Doctor Who, which actor first took the role as the Doctor after the show's revival in 2005? So, Russet comes in with the correct answer, as does Jennifer Richardson and does Jane Brown. Oh, no, Dennis. No. Dennis has fell off his bike here. Well, good grief. So he's gone for David Tennant. No, it's Christopher Eccleston. Not Michael Sheen, no. And yeah, Jeff Wallace just said in the video. I see what you're on about, Jeff. He was doing a generalisation, but yeah, we'll give it you anyway. So Christopher Eccleston is the correct answer for question 2. If you got that, well done. Now, if you were of a certain age, you would remember coming in from school, putting on children's TV, and this used to be often playing many times on the BBC. A TV show from the 1960s. John Denny comes in. The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. Yeah, well done. Look, Russet's come in with the same as Jennifer again, and so is Jane and Dave B. The Adventures of us. Dave B. At least he's woke up. Dave, we thought you'd nodded off halfway through that. Right, it's not the Clangers either. Annabelle, get a grip. Yes, The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. Can you remember the music? Da 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 da. Yeah. Anyway, you Google it, you'll hear it, and the sea washing up on the seashore. Yeah. What was his name? Robert? Was it Robert Hoffman or his name? Anyway, it was a German actor that played Robinson Crusoe. Anyway, this fine-looking, handsome young man as he was at the time. Anyway, let's move on. Well done if you've got The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. Now, this one, I'm curious, how many of you got this? This child actor went on to become a famous English actor, appearing in many films and TV shows. He's played well-known, but anyway, you can see all. I've no point in me reading all that. Let's see who's got it right. Oh, my word. Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune. We're looking for Dennis Waterman. Oh, Jane, you've gone for John Thor. Oh, we're so close. It's Dennis Waterman. He wrote the theme tune, sang the theme tune, poor man. And sadly no longer with us as well. That's really sad. But it's Dennis Waterman we were looking for there. But I gave as many clues and things as I could. Yeah. The actor, where it says the actor also played a Chile investigator, well, he was in that New Tricks where they look at old cases and stuff, isn't it? I think all that malarkey. And lovable bodyguard being, of course, Terry in Minder. You see, all the clues are there. I can say no more. So it was Dennis Waterman we were looking for there. True or false, the Earth's atmosphere is mostly oxygen. Everyone's behaving themselves in the chat room. They're not answering ahead of time because they don't want to lose those vital points. Russet says, false, it's nitrogen. Jane, false. John Denny, false. Jennifer, false. Annabelle, she would. Dennis Perkins, false. Yeah, you're quite right. It's false. It's a load of old baloney. Absolutely. 79% nitrogen and just over 20% oxygen, to be precise, says Jeff Wallace. Well done. And Kevin B says fee. I think he means false. We'll let you have that one, Kevin. I think I know what you mean. Yes, it's false. It is false. It's mostly nitrogen, as Jeff Wallace said. Well done. Now, the big one of the night. American Colour Fast Widened. Rearrange that, and I know I've given it away tonight. This is a well-known local heritage site. I gave another clue in the chat room. Sent by the cut and things like that. And then everyone started to get it right, I believe. Yeah, 2 answers coming so far in the chat room. I'm just waiting to see if anybody else puts it in. Jeff's still working on the anagram. Well, your answer, you can see the answer now. The correct answer. Moira Furnace Swadlincote. Yeah. The Moira Furnace, it's been featured. It's a well-known local heritage site, yeah. Anne Hunt said, I never get the anagram. Oh, don't worry about it. Alan Slater said, only one for me. Well, you've had a go, Alan. That's the main thing. Russet said, I didn't get that. No, but still. So, yes, it's Moira Furnace in, by Swadlincote. Okay, let us get your scores into me now then, please, if you would be so kind. And we'll see who's got what. Dennis, I nearly said Dennis Waterman. Dennis Perkins said, I couldn't think of the heck where it was. And Kevin B said, I got 4 tonight. Oh, no, sorry, only 3. Jane's got 5. Well done, Jane. Well done, Jennifer. That's a good score for you tonight. 5. 5 for Russet. We've got quite a few 5s. Queen Bee's got 5, but not the anagram. 5. Annabelle would only get 60 out of 6, but she would in her parallel universe. 3 for Dennis Perkins. Mr. Smugly. A smug 6. Well done, John. And 5. So tonight, the winner of 6 of the best, Mr. Smugly, step forward, take a bow. Well done, John. I mean, we have a laugh, but there you go. Well done. 6 of the best goes to Mr. Smugly tonight. And quite a lot getting 5. So, John, the competition was stiff tonight. So you just managed to nudge it along a little bit. That's it. Brilliant. Thanks very much for playing that as well. We'll do it again next week. Now, next week, we'll try and put a Christmassy flavour in proceedings next week. Goodness knows what we'll do, but I'll find something to throw in. It's going to be a busy week coming up because... we've got to go and do the Christmas shopping somehow, and that's fun. We've got to go do that during the course of the week, and one other 2 things that are going on. So, but anyway, I hope you have a lovely week, a safe week. But we will be here next Sunday evening. Next week we're going to let the festivities fester. That's what we shall do, just ahead of Christmas. And then, like I say, don't forget in Twixmas. That's between Christmas and New Year. We'll have a special programme to do the prize draw. If you haven't entered the prize draw, well, it's getting a bit late now. You really need to either make the payment through your bank. All the details are on the website, of course, and on the Facebook group. Or indeed, you know where we live. You can always pop it through the door if you want to with your name, and then we'll put your tickets in for you. Right, okay, well, that's about it. A lot of people leaving the chat room now, saying thank you for a great night, Paul. Sue, have a great week, everyone. Jane saying have a great night, blah, blah, blah. Lovely to see you all, and thank you very much for joining me tonight. We're going to go now, because Wolf Hall was on at 9 o'clock, apparently, and I know Carol's not even joined us tonight, so it's the final one. Don't tell her the lobby's head off. But don't tell her that. I never said that. Anyway, have a great week, and we look forward to your company next week here on HDPP. Until then, remember, keep it live, keep it HDPP. Good night. Oh, hello. I'm back, as you know. You always know to hang around at the end and I'll give you 1 or 2 terrible dad jokes. And this evening is no exception. So if you're ready for 1 or 2 little laughs, a little chortle to send you to bed with, here we go. I fear my neighbour may be stalking me. She's been Googling my name last night on her computer. I saw it clearly through my binoculars. Love it. I've just stolen loads of swimming pool inflatables. I better lie low. I better lie low. Get wasted. Why do bees stay in their beehive in the winter? Swarm. Too good for this place, aren't it? Fine. Last couple. My girlfriend told me she was leaving me because I keep pretending to be a transformer. I said, no, wait, I can change. And finally, why can't the pirate say the alphabet? He always gets lost at sea. Yeah! See you next time. Take care. Good night.